So here is my Halloween PPT that I've used in primary school. I've used it to teach grades 1 to 3. I think Fanny has used it to teach grades 4, 5, and 6. So it's been tested throughout the grades. This whole first part of the PPT is to give simple facts about Halloween, like the date, also the Halloween colors, and we talk a little bit about the history as well. Now I want you to notice that I've kept the text very simple, and this is because I can then grade my explanation to suit the levels. I mostly rely on pictures, photographs, and animated GIFs to demonstrate my meaning. Certain words I will underline. Now, these are words that I will actually have all the class drill and say. And this is because there are important words for the class, they're the target language, and they'll be in questions later on. I will physically act out what's happening as well. So here they're going and knocking on the door. So in the class, I will knock on the door. And when I knock on the door, I will say trick or treat. And then I will have the students say trick or treat. Trick or treat is, I feel, a very important phrase for Halloween, so I do focus on this a lot. Treat, to give a stronger idea of the meaning, I'll put a thumb. And with trick, I'll do the thumbs down, and I'll generally try and convey that it's bad, you don't want it. Now, after all of that teacher talking section, I want to break it up a little bit. So I actually have a song where they will be singing trick or treat, and it's a good way to break up the lesson. So back to the PPT, I actually have a trick or treat game. This trick or treat game is great. The kids love this. How it works. Spin the wheel. You spin the wheel and it lands on trick or treat. If they land on trick, it's -1 point. If they land on treat, it's +1 point. To be able to be allowed to spin the wheel, they have to say trick or treat. And this is how they can win points for their team. I love to put loud sounds in my PPTs, along with lots of color and lots of animated GIFs, because it really draws the kids' attention. Now I'm going to teach them some monster vocabulary. The first part, I will maybe ask them if they know what this is. If they don't,
ghost.
I'll put the label on and get them to repeat with me.
Vampire.
For the younger grades, I just do a charade and I act out what the monster is. For the older students, I will explain. For like vampire, I'll say it drinks blood, or I will ask them comprehension questions and say, what does vampire drink and such. And for example, with bat, I will say that the vampire changes into the bat and vice versa.
Skeleton.
Witch.
So all of these PPTs, apart from the intro, which I've developed myself, are from ISL Collective.
Mummy.
It's a great website where you can get some ESL teaching worksheets and projectables.
Werewolf.
The monster vocabulary and some of the games coming up are done by a teacher called Herber that's got some great PPTs. I highly recommend him.
Zombie.
So with the younger grades, I do actually like to get them to stand up while they're repeating and act out the different monsters. They get a real kick out of that. So we've done a lot of drilling. I want to break it up again. So I will play this song. It's a song that's including the monsters of the vocabulary that we've just seen. And it's a good way for them to repeat the words. Now, this is my middle point of my PPT. And if I'm short on time, I will just skip past this. But if I'm on time or running a bit slow, I will definitely use it. It's a story, a video called The Dark Dark. You're probably familiar with it. It's a great video for all ages, and it's a little bit scary, not too much scary. And when you get to the end, I always try to scream that, oh, it's a ghost, and get a reaction. So they've learned some monster vocabulary. They've sung the monster vocabulary. Now I'm going to try and see what they remember. Now what you got to keep in mind is Halloween comes once a year, and this is vocabulary that's not in their books. And this is normally when I do classes, I will integrate the vocabulary across all of my PPTs. So it builds up, and it's a good way to review and to keep learning and using the words that they acquire over the year. For Halloween, it's a little bit different because it's vocabulary that they only use generally once a year. So I will do 10 vocabulary words in a phrase, but I really don't expect them to remember all of these words. What you'll see is I've put numbers, 1, 2, 3. So if they can't say the words, they'll at least be able to say the numbers. I try to focus my classes on being fun and being engaging. So I can see at this point they've had their game. So if they've not got, I'm losing their attention, I can go straight into this song. It's Go Away. It's a fun little song about telling monsters to disappear. If I feel like that I've still got their attention, I'll carry on. And I'll play another game. And you guess the shadow. So what is this? Is it 1, 2, 3? It's 1. It's a bat. This is very simple games. Just using the vocabulary that was in the intro and the monster vocab. Depending on time, I will sometimes skip this. One thing that I will definitely do is this slide, which is, I call it the monster charades. And basically, I will demonstrate myself doing wolf noises and say, I'm a werewolf. I will do a zombie walk, and I'll say, I'm a zombie. And then I will do boo noises, and I'll say, what am I, to the students, and see if they can tell me. Maybe they can say ghost, but at least they can say number 2. And then I can start getting the students come to the front, and they get to act out and be monsters themselves. That was my Halloween PPT. It's very simple, it's very straightforward, and there's lots of leeway for you to build on that or to reduce it. If you like the video, you like this PPT, please subscribe and like the video. And if you want, you can screenshot your subscription and message us, and I will send you this PPT along with the links to the video. If you look in the comment section below, I'll give you more details. Happy Halloween. Bye-bye.